or and Doug. Thank you.
We're back
Okay, all in
on.
favor?
We're live.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay?
Aye.
Okay, there we go. Okay, unanimous. Thank you, we're out. Okay, welcome back, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
Okey doke. Are we,
We're live.
we're live? Okay. All right, thank you for your patience for the executive session, everybody. We are going to now go to the action items on our agenda. And the first one is a pilot deviation approval resolution for the Swain Recreation Center project. We'll ask Greg to just bring us up to date on what's happened since.
I'll give you an update from the last meeting because we had the school district and the county in here. After the meeting and after the holidays, I ended up working with Dan Spitzer, both the school district, the town, and the county on revising the actual pilot agreement. And the pilot agreement is now fully approved by both the county, the town, and the school district. And basically, the deviation is going to end up being 10 years of no pilot payments, but 10 years of paying back all of the money that's owed for the pilots and taxing. So they're going to be paying about $29,000 a year for 10 years. And then the next 5 years of the pilot, they'll be paying assessed value of $750,000 at the current tax rates, which is, again, about $30,000 a year. We do not know the number because I don't know the tax rates in 10 years. But that would be shared with those three taxing authorities. The first 10 years, it's shared based upon the money owed. So, and everybody's seen the full document and they're pleased with all those. Everybody's happy. In fact, the superintendent of schools, Chad Croft, thanked the board for working with him on that. So I want to go publicly. He did thank the board. And I went back and said thank you as well because they, at the end of the day, they worked with us. So.
And that's the way we get things done. Good. Thank you very much, Greg, and Randy for conducting that meeting. It was an excellent discussion that I was able to listen to last month. We would entertain a motion to accept the pilot deviation approval resolution for the Swain Recreation Center project. And someone would like to make that motion?
I'll move it. I will. This is Rich.
Okay, Rich and
Second.
and John will second. Thank you very much. Okay, discussion on that further after last month and anybody? Okay. Randy, did you? Randy?
Yes.
He voted yes, but he didn't have a problem.
Oh, did you vote?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I voted yes.
Okay, all right. The rest of us should vote as well. Aye.
Roll call, right?
Oh, you're right.
We should do roll call
This
this
is a roll
one.
call.
This is a roll call one, yes.
Roll call. Thank you, Doug. Okay. Judy Hopkins, I vote aye. Randy Shalen.
Aye.
Okay, Rich Ewell.
Aye.
Doug Frank.
Aye.
And John Ricky.
Aye.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. That is approved and passed. Okay, the next one is approving a resolution for the Swain Recreation Center project. I'll share it about that, correct?
That's the same details. It's not
Same
nothing else. Yeah.
Okay. All right, then we need a motion to pass that. Thank you, Randy. Okay, thank you, John. Okay, any discussion? If not, all those in favor, we will be taking a roll call vote. And I vote aye. Randy?
Aye.
Rich?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right. And the next thing on the agenda is to review the offer for the 24 South Street parking lot. Craig, would you like to share about that?
Yes, it's attached to your information, and it's basically, Accord is offered us $10,000 for the parking lot across Belmont School. And at this stage, we should probably do a little legwork with Accord to make sure that they'd be willing to have that parking lot used or shared when and if the Belmont School itself is actually ever sold. So I think I will follow up with the Accord, and by the next board meeting, we can probably accept that offer.
Okay.
Unless there's any questions on that.
Okay.
Mike Healy, question?
Yes, well, as a resident of the town of Amity, this doesn't have to be put up for public sale.
No.
Yeah, you're just gonna sell it to
Yes.
corporation. I guess I have a problem with that, but myself, but not necessarily against the court, purchasing that. And I don't know all the details, but I like everything to be above board and transparent.
Sure.
It might be somebody that the court won't put it back on the tax roll, I don't assume.
I would doubt it.
There you go. So I'd like to see it go up to public sale, and at least somebody might put it back in the tax roll or might utilize it.
Well, we've got a month to look at that, but yeah, at this stage, we have not accepted the offer. We're just looking at whoever owns that would have to be willing to basically allow that lot to be used by the developers. And I don't think too many other people would do that, but we'll see.
Well, that would be another one of my concerns. That might outweigh, you folks probably know more about it.
Right.
It might outweigh the fact that it might be able to go back to the school property and
Right.
help in development of that. That might be the benefit of that might be greater than.
And that's why we'd be willing to do with the court, I think, if only if they would be willing to do that.
Mike, are you aware of any efforts to have the school rehabilitated, or whatever you want to say, restored? And as a resident?
I've heard of, just heard a lot of rumors for the last 20 plus years, and I would think, I can tell you that I hear, because I get around the state quite a bit, and it's not an unknown situation to a lot of people around the state, in both county government and in political circles, that you got that property sitting there close to the county facilities and hadn't been utilized by at least the county government. I think myself, that it'd be a good place for a new human services building, and then social services and the health department perhaps, and it would alleviate a lot of the parking problems we have up on the hill also, and be conducive to the traffic flow overall in the village. But I think there's the village still owns the property out back, or the village or town, I can't remember which they haven't sold. People try to buy that, but they've gone on to it. I have encouraged them to do that, because I think if somebody wanted to utilize that property, that land's not, it's probably not good for building on, but it'd be perfect for parking and extra parking lots and stuff. But
Second question for you, Mike. Do you have any idea of what the condition of that building is, and or what it would take to?
well, I've heard varying reports. I know the last time I toured it was back when Jack Wood was here, and they had a developer from Rochester.
All right, that's the last time I was in it, too.
Yeah, and then I would assume, and I'm just assuming, that maybe the new part, the 90 edition, 89, 90 edition might be something that'd be usable. Might have to take down the rest of it.
I understand the roof was in bad condition at one point. Is that
I think we'd have to get in a deeper conversation.
Okay.
Probably DPW, maybe if the county was entertaining that, and nobody's talked to me about it. Those are just my thoughts. I think it's a shame, that you got that close, that much space, water, sewer, electric, internet, everything you need right there. And it would, long term, I don't see anything viable if it hasn't happened now. I don't see anything else viable that happened to that property. That's my own opinion.
Well, we appreciate your perspective. Thank you. That's good information. Anybody else have any, Randy? Randy? Randy's button is.
No, I have nothing.
Okay,
I'll come back with the board after I talk to a court and we can make another discussion.
okay, great. And I think I was gonna say before too, when we were talking about selling, that I think, Craig will be having a discussion with our attorney about procedures of what
Right.
we need to follow, to keep everything legal and above board, so. That
Well,
would
our
be
goal is to
great as
still
well.
make it available for economic development, not just, that'd be the main goal. That's why we've held it for 13 years.
Well, it's always a worthy goal.
That's what I'm saying, but that's why we've held it for 13 years.
Okay, so, I think we don't need to take any
No.
action on that, so, I think we're finished with that discussion unless anybody has anything. Okay, the next, action item would be to elect officers for the IDA for the, 2024 year, or can we go beyond, or just, we do it?
Just, we do it annually, yes.
Just year. Okay, so, the current officers are all willing to, continue in that capacity. So if, someone would like to make a motion to, elect the same slate of officers, fine, or put in another name. John,
I'll move to select the same slate of officers.
thank you, John. We need a second. Randy? Are you seconding?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. Your light keeps going on up there, so, okay, good.
You didn't see my hand.
No, flash 3 times if it's a yes, 2 for no. Okay, this is a great system though, this video system that we have. Okay, the motion's been made and seconded that the current slate of officers continue. That slate is Chairman Judy Hopkins, Vice Chairman Randy Shaler, and Treasurer Doug Burke. And so all those in favor, please say aye.
Doug Frank.
What did I say, Doug Burke? I'm sorry, I know a Doug Burke, and I do that.
You're
all
trying
the
to get somebody else to take the job.
I try not to,
Doug
I try not to.
Yeah.
He wouldn't take it.
I'm sorry, that I do that in my mind. I know a Doug Burke.
Doug
so-
looked at me like, huh?
No, I'm glad you said something. My gosh, we have
We
somebody,
skipped Rich.
Yeah, and Rich,
Rich Yule, secretary.
secretary.
and Rich Yule is secretary.
All right.
Okay. All right, I've been sick. We just forget everything I said. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay.
Thank you.
We have officers for 2024. Thank you very much. Okay, and the other thing I have in here is to start the process on the friendship land. So
No, I want to update start the front, you're going to put that under, that would be new business, I think. There's no action.
oh, it's not action. Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So I'll update you on the PIC project that we entertained last time.
Yes.
We have gone out and sent all the letters out for the seeker. That will not be completed for another week, but we did have a public hearing on Monday evening. And the Monday evening public hearing was well attended. Most of the village and town board members from Almond were there and a couple other residents, but there was no negative or positive. They were just there to talk to the developer, Jeff Piccolo, who was there, and everybody supported his project. The only one question that came up, which someone was asking about whether or not the increase in traffic and turning on and off but they've had that before, and they had Coslows there, but he will still look into that. other than that, it was all positive. They were asking questions on what he was gonna put into the facilities, but everybody there, the mayor, the supervisor, and everybody else obviously completely endorses this project, so. He's working hard. I think he's got to the point where he's got the final, approvals coming for the health department for the septic system. That's the only thing he's waiting for. Before he puts the money in.
Yeah, that seems to be a little snag. I think they're gonna work.
But they've worked with him.
Yeah, they'll do whatever. they want
Actually,
to
it got
make
to
it
the
happen.
point where they found some other easements, so now he has space to put this system
Yeah,
in.
okay.
That was the issue.
Okay, good.
So he seems to be pretty happy about that right now.
So, okay.
He was concerned when he
Yeah.
talked to us, but, Kier talked to the health department, I've talked to the health department, and they're working with him, so. Perfect. I think we're good.
And
So
that's
by the
all.
next board meeting, we should know if we can approve it.
Great, that's very good news for that part of the county. Great, that's exciting.
I think they all showed up because we've never had I don't think we ever had a meeting in all.
Okay, we've talked about the CARES Act, quite a bit. Do we have to do anything with that now? No.
We've already done that.
Just, we've done that, okay. And the micro enterprise also, we've discussed that. So, any news on the Gateway Center to Western New York Wilds?
It was discussed yesterday, and basically Tom Windus is working with, as well as Tim Boyd, working with Hunt Engineers on the design for the water system and the sewer system. And I did not have a chance to talk to Tom. I know he's talking about trying to start roughing in the road anytime the seeker's finished, so they should be able to rough the road in as long as they're not snow plowing. He was hoping to do it before the snow season, but it didn't quite happen, so maybe spring now when he does that. He's already got some material on the site, so he's ready to rough that road in whenever they have the time.
Good.
And they're still looking for grant funds to help fund some of that, so.
Randy,
Yes,
go ahead.
Did you have something, Randy?
we're acting up here somehow.
Okay.
Let's not try.
Okay,
Okay, I just don't want to miss you if you've got something to say. Okay, the next update would be the clean energy update.
I have no real updates except for we're finally about ready to approve the next Wellsville project as far as we approved it here at the board, but as all the paperwork should be done hopefully this month. And they'll be putting that system in sometime this year, the small system. And the road use agreement, which was slowing down for our part, not the whole system, for the Ellicat Wind project is back with Ellicat Wind to review. So hopefully that'll be taken care of and we'll be able to start that project in the near future. I know that if you've been watching the paper, there's still some interesting goings on in Cat County about that. They're still dragging their feet. But the county, or they've been told by the state that they have to move forward because it's all been passed. So I think they're trying to go back to court to stop it yet. But the last thing I saw, Kier sent me a email on that, is the commission said they're not going to open up to review it again because they said there was no reason to open it. So they basically are back to the point of forcing the Cat County to have a road use agreement.
Wow, they are not.
And if they don't write one, I think the state will write one.
for
Which is not where you want to be. You'd like to have control of your own destiny.
Yeah, I can see people blocking the roads now.
So I don't know. I think if what I've heard secondhand is both towns are now in favor of the project. They've changed their boards again.
The Cattaraugus County towns.
Oh, in January, new board?
Yeah, they got new boards. They're now in favor of the project. Well, they figured out if they're going to have to do the project, they ought to be in favor of it because then they'll get the benefits.
Yeah,
If they're not in favor of it, they won't get the benefits. You know what I'm saying? So
somebody's using their head over there.
we'll see.
Okay, all right. Great Lakes Cheese.
I have no other updates. I have not got anything back from Kathy Young on use of that facility, but I'll follow up hopefully next board meeting.
Okay, that would be great if something would happen with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's everything on the old business list. Anybody have any new business? I think Craig has something
Yeah.
to
Well,
share.
the new business is I've been contacted as well as Rich Yule about selling the Friendship land that we own which has a DEC dump on it. And so what we need to do is reach back out, tell them that we're interested in selling it, and then I'll work with Dan on process on that, because if we have people that are interested in buying it, we'd like to sell it, because it's basically an old foundry dump. And it's been looked at from the DEC. There's no issues with it. It's not leaching. It's in good shape, but it's just something we don't really want to own for liability purposes. So we'll come back with the board at the next meeting as the process on selling that.
And it would be nice to put it back on the tax rolls.
Can we get a list of all the properties the IDA owns?
Here,
All right, I get that, I just like that.
it's on our website. The only thing,
I'd rather have a hard copy.
Yeah, I like hard, yeah, would you send that out?
I'll send it out to everybody.
Thank you.
Basically, right here is what's owned. It's a truck stop. We still own until we're selling it long-term, the old Lufkin facility. We own the Friendship, the vacant land. We own the parking lot at Belmont, and then we own this facility here. That's all we own.
That's it?
Yeah.
There wasn't another piece, okay.
There are other, if you do searching, and we always get this, because of the lease deals that we have, we're shown as the owner. So when we do these projects for solar, wind, and all these other projects, we are still in the lease. So we get all the information from those as the owner, but we're not the owner. We're in the chain of command for the title.
It's like the S-curves, we own that too. We don't
The
own.
county owns that.
County owns that.
Yes.
Either way, it's not on the tax roll.
The county gave us the authority to help work on it for economic development purposes, but they own the land.
Okay, stand corrected. Thank you.
So that's the only land we own. So, but if you do a search on on any website, we'll and like the Hume Project Alliance up, and we are in the chain of command, so we're shown as the owner. We don't own it, but we own it and then lease it back. Does that make sense? That's a lease back project. So we have to own it to be able to give the actual benefits. So there are lots of properties if you do a search. Every property that we give a pilot to, we have to own it and be in the chain of command.
Okay.
So, but that's the only properties we truly own.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and there are some exciting things happening in the economic development world that the IDA needs to be aware of,
Right.
and will eventually be part of the process. So Craig has some information to share with us.
I had a handout, and for those that are not here, I printed it all out. The reason I didn't send it is a 5 megabyte
Yeah,
file. It's very big.
Thank you very
And so we
much.
printed it out. It's about 160 pages, I think it is, if it's double-sided. So I've single-sided it, but I've got copies here for all board members. IDA is obviously referenced in there quite a bit, and we already had the preliminary before I sent it out. This is the final report. The reason the final report is really good, about 100 of those pages are really data about the county and how they've been doing and what's going on. So it's a really well-written report. It was presented yesterday at the P&D committee, which John and was there, and all the legislators were there. And it looks like the P&D committee is going to approve it at their next meeting next Wednesday. It'll be ready for board approval then. As far as the plan, there's two parts of the plan. One is the plan is talking about how the county and the IDA and everybody be working together for some very specific goals. And the biggest one is obviously business retention, business expansion, as well as attraction. And then the other part, which is still under debate, which has not been approved yet, is setting up another organization, an economic development organization. Most counties that I've been working with over the 6 years I've been here have an economic development organization outside of the IDA that does a lot of work. Sometimes they're funded by the IDA, sometimes they're funded by the county. There are various setups on how they're set up, but the reason they have another organization, there are some things the IDA can't do, and there's obviously a lot of things that the county can't do to help businesses directly. So that's why they set up these EDOs, these not-for-profits. The most successful one in Western New York is the one up in Genesee County. They did it 18 years ago. And if you look on their website, you can't even find their IDA. Although the IDA is separate from this EDO, they staff the EDO and they do all the work and they can do some things that the IDA can't do. So the IDA then is part of the mechanism that works with EDO. So the county has to figure out how they want to set up this EDO or how they want to move forward on economic development. But at this stage, it appears they're going to approve, they haven't approved it yet, approve the plan itself and then look at how they set up to do the work, the implementation of it. Want to add anything from that, John or Mike?
No.
You were there yesterday.
Yeah, sounds,
I'm sure it's gonna move ahead.
Yeah, I think, well, one way or another, it's gonna move ahead.
Yeah.
But it's a well-written plan. I have hard copies for everybody. You can read through it. Once you've read through it, we can probably discuss it at the next meeting because it's a fairly lengthy document.
Okay.
But don't worry, the IDA is included. They're not excluded. It's just that it's gonna be a different mechanism and moving forward. And the one nice thing that was mentioned by multiple legislators yesterday, they know they have to staff this somehow. You can't do everything in that plan with no people.
right.
It's gonna take 3 or 4 people.
It's exciting to see it get to this point, because it's been many years that this has been coming and discussions and ideas
A
and
lot of talk.
a lot of talk. Yeah,
But now we've
lot
got
of
a
talk.
plan
So
that's gonna happen.
it's
I'm
very, very good.
pretty comfortable with the plan. It's the right plan.
A question, I know this company that did the
Camoin.
plan is very, say it again.
Camoin.
They've worked with other counties too. Can you share what other counties they've worked with? Because I know they did Chautauqua County, right?
Right.
And that's a very successful plan. So share with us some of the other counties.
I think they've
this
got them
company
listed
has
in there.
They're listed.
They're listed in
Oh, are
there. The only one I really am aware of is the Chautauqua one. I've seen their plan. I know, that's why I was very pleased that we selected Camoin.
Mhm.
Because they did the Chautauqua one. Yeah, I know there's a page in there that shows that, I think Lewis County was
Yeah,
one of
there's
them.
like 4 of them with
There's
different
4 or 5 of
websites.
them. And I've been to a
Lewis.
number of meetings where they actually present and talk about what they've been doing. So
John finds that page, he's gonna send out a message to all of us. It's on page so-and-so.
Yeah, okay.
But anyways, yeah,
Might take a while.
read through it at your
It's
leisure. It's good reading. And actually, I like the fact that it's data-driven. It talks a lot about the whole county, how we are in the whole western region. And I think that was what was nice about the plan. It wasn't just the plan with no data, it was data and a plan.
Well, not only from the county's perspective and the IDA too, but from our local government's perspective and even nonprofits. A lot of that data is be useful to them in applying for grants.
Right.
Also, other sources of funding.
Mhm. And I haven't read the whole thing and I didn't hear the discussion, but I was looking at it a little bit and it'll be really good if there's now going to be a process and a mechanism for the IDA and the county to work together and through this EDO concept, I'm sure. And again, I think that has needed to happen for a long time, more communication about what's going on and what the different roles are.
As
So-
you well know, if you were on the board, I report monthly to the board. So
Yes.
they know exactly what we're doing.
Exactly, yeah. So I think probably this will help us as the IDA to know more about what the county plan is and all of that too. So great, and thank you for printing that out. It is a huge document, and we'll look forward to reading it.
So once you read it, then we can, if there's questions or discussions, we could bring it up at the next meeting. And obviously, anything we have issues or how implementation wise, we should talk to the county about as well,
Okay,
as they form that EDO.
great. And can you mail that out to Randy and Rich? Or
I'll mail it out, yeah, I will. Because I can't email, it's 5 meg.
no. Okay, any questions about that? Okay, guess what? We're at the good of the order. Anything for the good of the order.
Rich, Craig.
Yeah.
Craig, I'll just pick that up. You don't have to mail that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll have it right here at the office, okay?
Yep, okay.
Okay. All right, nothing for the good of the order. Is there a motion for adjournment?
I'll move.
John and Doug, you two have worked hard today. Thank you
Yes.
very much. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Okay, thank you very much.